Hello, it's Artabelinda Sunday. We're gonna finish my rules panel today, and then I'll have one more. Let's see, what kind of music do I want to listen to today outside of my intro? I found like a copyright-free like rock anthem. I don't know if I really. This is like very rocky. This is more cutesy. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, 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 we're gonna play Beacon Pines after. We're gonna continue with the Summerween. I know usually today's the day to play Final Fantasy 14, but I am like not really taking my time. I'm like doing all my crafting classes, and it's like super fast to get to the 10 levels on the Black Mage. Like, it's super fast, but it's not so fast on the crafting classes. Because you got to gather all the materials, and then you got to wait and wait. Man, hard choice. I need to find more, like, not copyright music, too. Because I hate when my Twitch, my thing, my VODs, they get muted for a little bit. Hate it. There could be important stuff I'm talking about. You know what I mean? There's never anything that I'm talking about that's important, but Yeah, we'll listen to this one. Turn it down a little bit. Alright. So I am taking off Saturday and Sunday of this week, so there won't be. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was actually taking this Saturday off. So there's no Summerween this Saturday. I was hoping to start Doki Doki next week. Or this coming week. But I guess it'll be the week after. It'll be the 24th. And then we'll have to read. Or you may skip. Maybe we'll just skip reading this month so I can finish Doki Doki. Because school's starting and I wanted to end Summerween. I wanted to end Summerween with a spooky school game, so. And then afterwards, Saturdays, for like a few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, we're gonna do a collab with Mr. Brogath and do Elden Ring, because everybody asks me about Elden Ring, and I don't know. I can't do it without help, okay? I'm awful. I don't even know. I think I might even have it on easy mode, and I still have a hard time. Or maybe I'm playing it on normal. Yeah, Elden Ring, spookiest game ever. Oh, looks like I need to turn down my music even more. There we go. That's pretty good. We needed like a little bit in the background. But yeah, I have family visiting, so they'll be coming down Friday night. So I'll be playing tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow's Final Fantasy 3. Wednesday's Honkai Star Rail. Or I could do could replace Wednesday with Summerween since it's Honkai Star Rail. Or Final Fantasy 3. But I think I'm almost done with Final Fantasy 3, so then I can start a new Final Fantasy game later. Maybe that's what we should do. Like, we should finish Final Fantasy 3 and then do whatever we need to do on the Mondays to finish Beacon Pines next week. You know what I mean? Because after this week, we'll go back to normal schedule. I know the past couple weeks have been a little bit up and all over the place with my schedule. Between camp and family visiting. Because, real family only gives you a week notice before they come visit. They're like, hey, I got a 3-day weekend, so I'm going to come down. You're like, okay. But, you know, it is what it is, especially when you work those kind of schedules and stuff. Alright, so we're going to switch over to art now. Ta-da! So now we're doing some shading. So I need to put back on my sketch here. And we're going to select here. Because the first thing we're going to do is make our nose. Because I don't have any lines for my nose. And we're going back to that look I had before. Oh, wait. Marker doesn't work. Spray. There we go. And then I think we'll take a hard edge here and get rid of that then. Well, there we go. Start lightly coloring in everything. And make it a little bit smaller right here. Just kind of like doing it differently the way I usually do it. If you've seen my Elizabeth Midford, like I usually do like a lot more. These are definitely more traditional anime style colorings. And maybe I should like just try that more often. Because it does make everything faster. But, at least for me anyway. I kind of like my style the way that I do it. But, I don't know. Sometimes it just kind of looks weird because it's like an amalgamation of like both. You know what I mean? It just kind of looks like I'm mixing the two because like I'll have the like more anime eyes. Probably need to take that back just a little bit. Oop, that's too big. Oh. Ah, there you go. I actually forgot to clip it. And I was like, wait a second. Why are we like over the line here? Oh, okay. I actually did not notice that. I guess it just blended in pretty well with all the other stuff. That's interesting. Okay, so we got the skin done. Time to do the highlight. I always kind of do like a warm yellow. We don't have too many highlights. Hey, look, I found a spot. Look at me finding spots. Spots that I missed, getting all covered up. Even I miss them. So weird. I missed them again. Right here. Always got to be out for the lookout for these missing pieces because they do look weird. They don't get filled in by shadow. They're just missing. I really don't see a need for any other highlights, really. Maybe we'll put like one right there. See, we're not really showing like too much here, so. And of course, we'll have to do the eyes, which we'll do in a minute. Bring it down some so I can add some like pseudo pieces of hair. Super cute. And then we'll make it big again. So I can get this part. And then we're just gonna erase what I don't need here. This whole area needs to be dark. We necessarily don't want any of that to be too dark. So I'm gonna shade right along here. We are gonna have to like change to a soft brush now. soft erasing brush so we can softly erase what I don't want right here. Because I want it to like blend rather nicely. It's not really working out though too much. But we'll get there. There we go. Make it a little bit smaller here. Okay, and now we can do some highlights. So we're gonna start out with this like light orange, too big. And then we'll go into the yellow again. Like golden color that I like to use a lot on her hair. Because it's just so pretty. We're gonna make it smaller. We're gonna zoom in so we can make it like streaky. So again, we make the illusion of making it look like hair. Like, you know, the hair beats without too much effort. There we go. I like it when the lines are a little bit thin. There we go. We got the hair. Look at the hair. Now we got some horns. Oh, almost forgot to clip it. Now I have to double check myself because I've done messed up. More scales. We'll make it a little bit more gray over here, I think it'll just look better if I do it that way. For a second there, I had to double check my clipping because I thought that I was coloring into the skin, but it was just my it was just the shadows coming together. A little bit smaller here. just to avoid getting anything else. Darken things up right here and then drag it out. Actually, I do need to make this a hard edge, so there we go. Sometimes I do have to erase some bits. And that way so I can keep a hard edge. There we go. Dim Scalies is done. I actually didn't add any lines here. I actually kind of forgot about it, to be honest. We'll make do with some pseudo lines, though. Just by using the shading. Alright, now we gotta do this one again, which I should have just kept going with it. Oops. And then all this will just be completely dark. And time for some highlights. We got a color select here. We'll just start off with the fingers since I got a good size here. Really not a whole lot of shading there anyway. We want the shading to be a little bit soft, and then we might go in with like the yellow and make it a little bit brighter. We don't want it to be like too shiny. A little bit on the horn shine is pretty okay. Especially if we add like a little bit of texture with it. And then we're going to go around the edges with this light color too, just to show that it is an edge. gets harder to do when you get to the little ones. And then the same thing, yellow. And we're gonna put it on the side, the hard edge that has gonna take up the most. Which for this side is actually gonna be these two sides. Right there. All right, we are almost done. All right, what's this part? All the flowers and the stuffs. The glasses are on their own layer. So I probably will save them until the eyes. All right, let's do these roses first. Mostly I like to just kind of like shade the loose ones, and then I just take off the parts that I don't want. We don't want to spend too much time on accessories. Because, you know, they're not really the focal point of anything. They're just there to add. And for these, we just don't want to add too much. We don't want to take away from like the expression or anything else. So these are what I consider more minor details. There's still details that I, you know, take my time on, and it's not a whole lot of time. Just not as much time as I would do on anything else. I kind of just trace my outline, and then I'll go back, like take it away. Looks pretty good. So while we're up here, we're just gonna add our highlights. I think we need to go a little bit more orange for sure. There we go. It was a little bit too hot pink there for a second. And then to a bright yellow for these flowers. Maybe a little bit brighter, actually. Yeah, and our flowers are done. We also gotta remember to do chains later. Alright, let's go down. To the multiply. Got orange. We can't forget my gold jewelry. I had to go back on every single one and add my jewelry. Because I forget all the time. This one we're also going to need like a little bit of a glow layer. So we're going to add that glow layer. Bit of it away. Oh, forgot I was on the hard brush and not the soft brush. Should be a little bit further away there. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay. That one was a little bit too big for that shadow. Oops. I'll have to I'll have to like resize all of these to use them as emotes. But that's what I plan to do, at least for some of them. There's one like the socials that I think that probably will not work out so well for that sort of thing. But I think a lot of my other emotes will. There we go. That makes it a little bit better. Now we're gonna add some lights right here. We don't need too much highlights there. And then we just need the ruler. Make sure that we actually don't go into my shirt there. Should have a hard edge right here anyway. This is, in fact, a ruler. I just didn't add any details to it. Hello, Rachel. How are you? There we go. That finally showed up. I think I want to add like a little bit more. I don't know what I just did. Alright, anyway, I think I want to add a little bit more cheek. Oops, right here. I want to add a little bit more blush to this cheek right here. So I've been sitting there thinking of just like, maybe not so much. I'm gonna make it not look like the shadow. There we go. I think actually I should make this shadow a little bit smaller anyway. There you go. I'm not a Spanish speaker, but yeah, my name is Artabelinda. Nice to meet you. I'm gonna get up real quick and like stretch my legs. It'll take me like 30 seconds. Alright, I'm back. My watch. I have like a little Fitbit watch, whatever they're called. Similar, different brand, but it yells at me on occasion to get my ass up and move, so. And apparently I did not move before starting stream enough, so before I clicked that button. Alright, so I like that. We're gonna look at the eyeballs. We are gonna take off these glasses. Hello. First, we're gonna add a multiply layer. These are always like a dark blue, and I always use a marker. And then I just tone it down a little bit. I use my bobbler brush, and then get rid of it. Get rid of what I don't want. And I don't always start with this layer. A lot of times I start with the pupil, but there are times where I will just forget to do this layer. And then I'll be like, you know, there's something missing. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, this part. So just kind of like go over everything here. I'm gonna drag it down a little bit here. I might have to like make it back off a little bit. We'll see. And then I'll go over, if I want it like darker right here, then I'll go over with my airbrush. Alright, now we can do this. So, let's take a really dark green. And a pen, because I like the pens better for some reason. Don't ask me why. So this part, now, this is always the confusing part. This part gets curved. And this part gets flat. Or maybe it's the other way around. This is the part where I need to zoom out. Because I know that this part is flat, but this part I think needs to be closer here. This is the part that I always have trouble with. I know I have the outside. Maybe I need to drag this down. Gotta carefully follow the outer edge here. Oops. I put that not on the right layer. And I added another layer. Oh, I think I just went too far, that's why. Oops! I hit the back button too many times. I can just make this a little more rounder. I know it's gonna be thinner. Alright, now let's see if I can just... There we go. My goodness, I can't get these shapes right. Alright, I know I'm in the right area for this, so. Yep. Goodness. Here we go. Eventually, I will be able to draw it straight down. Yeah, maybe we want a little bit thinner. Hello, Shin. I've been doing great. How have you been? Camp is officially over for the summer. School starts next week. So my other, like, afternoon job starts again next week. There's not as many kids to take care of, but it's more, like, specialized. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. This people is driving me crazy. I'm having a hard time with people today. Oh, God. I don't know which one's the redo button on this one. There we go. I keep zooming in instead. Like, I want it to be thin. So it's gotta be thin. Because, you know, angry lizard eyes. You know, like those little vipers. Alright, we looking in the right direction? Just about. I think this one needs to come up more. Shape is fine. There we go. Now he is pointing in the right direction. Poltervine is always, like, talking about, like, wanting to see me rage. And, like, he just needs to come and sit on the art streams. And, like, there are all sorts of dragon noises that are made in this stream. Things just don't work out the way you intend them to at all. Alright, so now we're going to go in with the black and just, like, deepen this part right here. Yes. All the dragon noises. Actually, I think I need to make this more black, I think. That way so I can make the edging a little bit. I like to make the edging a little bit different, you know. Oops. Wrong one. And we're going to actually make this side bigger because you should be able to see the outer parts of the iris a little bit more because we have perspective. I hate perspective. If anybody ever tries to tell you that perspective is easy, you call them out on their bullshit and call them a liar. It's never easy. Eyes are actually, like, the worst thing to have to try to do perspective on. It is the worst. I need to go smaller on that size. Like, literally the worst. We're gonna take, like, a really bright teal now. I just don't do it nice. I mean, that is, like, some people's take. Aw. Accidentally hit the wrong button. I mean, I could say I like to put my formal training to use, but let's face it, I don't have any formal training. Unless you call my mom's training, formal training. She, too, was an artist. Like, I come by, honestly. My mom actually went to school for hers, though. I did not. She went to a community college. I was like, there are free courses online. Literally what I said. I mean, there's really no hype in doing, doing the whole, classical school. I ain't got no time for no perspective. I think that's a triple negative. Yeah, that's triple. That's triple negative. That's triple. Mr. Brogath will come in here and correct your grammar. You'll end up summoning him again. Well, he's here loosely paying attention. I believe he is dealing with client stuff. Oops. Mr. Brogath approved. Ha! There are thousands of art tutorials of hundreds. Yeah, there are. One of the best ones I actually found that is paid is like Mark Brunet's thing. The guy who used to do Blizzard. But it is like relatively expensive. I think it's like $500. But I got it like a long time ago when it was on sale. And it is like a really good art school program. But he also has a lot of videos that are for free. His art school is like really in depth. Appalachian Raccoon approved. It's dialect specific, so it's okay, nice. But like, he's also got a lot of free tutorials. Let's see. I think I always add some gold here. So let's do that. I don't think I want to do too much to the eyes because they are going to be covered today. Except for on this one side over here. But you know, I am a gold hoarding dragon, so at least I have to have some like gold in my eyeballs. Maybe I'll tone it down just a bit. It is a little bit much here. I think I also just need to like add a bit more. Alright, so now I'm gonna do my little glowy bit up here with a dark blue. I have tried going through the art school stuff too, but I have the same problem I've had with my ad courses. Too much time needed for each session and can never make that time for it. Exactly. That's really the problem with it, is that the Mark Brunet classes that we bought is fantastic. But like, it is very time consuming. Actually, I'm gonna try something a bit different here. Put one here. Then we're gonna separate and put one here. I need to make it a little bit less, so I can be a little bit softer handed here. And then I always think it's neat to have like the little line through it. I'll probably do that with the eyelashes here in a minute. And then we can have another glow. Time can consume a satchel of Richards. It's all relative anyway. Yep, time and practice. But I like his art because, like, he goes, like, really detailed into perspective and stuff. Like, really gets into the nitty-gritty stuff. And I found that, like, a lot of people just kind of avoid perspective because it's hard to teach. Because it is kind of hard to grasp that concept. What is color dodge? Glow dodge? Color dodge? Glow is better. And it is. Truly is hard to teach perspective. Like, I try to teach it to my art students at the after school program like all the time, and they just is very hard to get sometimes. You know, the old like railroad tracks and like looking at the trees from down below, that old elementary school thing. Yeah, we do that a lot. There we go. I like those eyes. Okay. Yeah, I think I should just go ahead and merge these together since I like how they look. I'm gonna pop these glasses back on. And I've kind of already shaded them a bit, but I'm going to take, and I'm just gonna shade these edges just a little bit more. Make them like a little bit thicker, I think. Maybe even a little bit more darker. Why can't draw a correct perspective when you can make two-dimensional cartoons? Exactly. But I do caution people to be careful with the whole like drawing the two-dimensional first, because then when you try to actually like somebody asks you, hey, can you like draw this person in a realistic, and then you find out you can't do it at all because you learned the opposite first. And that's always fun to have to try and relearn. But everybody has their style. I do recommend at least doing a semi-realism art first. Yeah, maybe I should make this one like that. There we go. I did realism back in high school. See, back in high school for me, I did 2D stuff, and then when I got older, I was like, man, I really want to do like some semi-realism stuff. And like I've always been really good at doing semi-realism with like animal portraits, but like I've been like not so great with people. So I was like, I would really like to learn to do people. And then I found out that it was really hard to do people when you've been drawing like shit like Inuyasha for a really long time. Oops. Definitely gonna have to color over those eyelashes and make them a little bit you know what I mean, because like we're a little bit too visible with the eyelashes right there. Maybe I'll just unclip it. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Oops. It just wasn't showing up enough. But yeah, so when I went to go try realism for people, it was just really fucking weird. And then I was like, maybe we should just like try again later. Alright, so I do like these, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this. There we go. Just going to make it look like it's behind here. Perfection. I'm going to fill in that spot right there. This little spot right here. Notice when I go back to here, I can make some other stuff happen. I meant to do this, but then my eyelashes were not showing up enough, so I decided to do it a bit. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. There we go. I wanted to make that droop into the eye just a bit. I found that I actually enjoy adding little details like this to the line art. I never used to do it, but I kind of like it a little bit. I think it's kind of neat. I mean, we do like things and stuff. Yeah, I used to see my face was always Inuyasha phase. I liked Rurouni Kenshin, but I'm gonna go back in and erase right here. There you go. I don't like to add like too much, but I like to add a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do right here is we're gonna add like a little bit of a glow. And it's gonna be like this blue, kind of like the glasses. Just add some like, basically that, you know, there's some light coming through the sunglasses. A little bit of reflection. Just like a little bright spot right there. Alright, now what I gotta do, oops, don't move anything. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna add my stuffs that I always forget about. But today, we are not forgetting about it. This part always is like a little bit weird. I always forget how I want things to look. We won't add that much. Alright, now I'm gonna go and erase these so they can be behind whatever. Always go a little bit over so it kind of looks a little bit like it's disappearing behind it anyway. Because it is. It's supposed to be. And now we're going to make some bigger dots. We're going to use a Millie pen. Oh my goodness. I'm going to select the right size. 6 will work. Oops, that one was too big. And now we're gonna do that part. Come back down. Let's see. How do these other ones look? Oh, definitely hunched over too far. Alright, we only did one. So that's all we're gonna do, is just one then. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of shading to this part. You know what? This one we're going to add a little bit extra special just because I want to. We're just going to add the sparkle. And then we're going to add like a few sparkles. That did not go the same. No, it's not where I want it. Okay, that's good enough. Just because I like sparkles, okay? It just doesn't like to go where I want it to go exactly because these are pattern pieces and so they're completely random. Come on. No, give me what I want. There we go. That's good enough. Kind of have to like guess where it's gonna be. There we go. Why not be a little bit extra today, right? Alright, so now we're going to collapse this folder. Because now we're going to need to open up the credits panel. And we're going to hide everything else because I need this piece right here. Voila. And it needs to go above this one. And let's see. This I know is already centered. We're going to center her to it. And I think we actually need to just Make it bigger. There we go, that works. Right in there, just right. Nope. There we go. There's right click. Rasterize that. Then we're gonna invert the selection. Where is invert selection? There we go. And then we expand it 5. That's what we were doing. And then I got to make sure that I get the correct color. We want it all to be the same. Maybe we should have made it a little bit bigger. Let's undo all that. Let's expand it again. I should have done that before on the other one, because I think I actually had 10 before, maybe. There we go. Yeah. And because I can. We're just gonna copy this and then paste it. There we go, and look at that. It fits so perfectly right there. We're gonna save it. And then we're gonna export it. Make sure we differentiate the two. And then I gotta take off my signature. I shouldn't have my signature on it when we do the whole thingy. And this one's gotta be no. There we go. I think that's gonna work. And then we're gonna turn this all off. And we're gonna make this one bigger so I think this one will make a pretty good emote here. Actually. Gotta wait for my program to catch up with me here. Alright, then we're gonna save this as an emote. I'll have to edit these all later to make them the correct size. Because for right now, they are not the correct size. And they're I think, because you have to have like 3 different sizes. Alright, so let me just, we're gonna hit the undo button until we get back. Hey. That did not get filled in like it was supposed to. Oops. There we go. Now we gotta save it again. Because I am sure that does not look right. There we go. My goodness, it doesn't like it when I put the dot in there, decimal. It's like, no. Anyway, here's my rules panel. It's all complete. Hooray! Oh, I don't know where I got my sparkly face from again. There you go. It works for this one. There it is in all its glory. And now is a good time for me to take my little 10-minute break here. Oh, it doesn't want to, Oh, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and, thank you, Shin, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and take my 10-minute break, and then we're gonna play some Beacon Pines. And I'll be back shortly. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting Dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting Dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting Dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting Dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting Dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. All right, let's see. We are back with some Beacon Pines. I don't know if I have to turn it up or not. So I guess
Chapter
we'll see.
6.
Hey, right where we left off. Nice.
Through thick and thin.
Yes,
Despite
there are many
Luke's
furries. They're
bitterness,
kid
Glenn
furries.
was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better.
I need to go back
or the
and like
worse,
figure out the
all comes
last
down to understanding.
path too.
If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
Alright, time to go find Rollo then. There you are. Luca. Rollo wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
Oh my goodness. A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't... It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find him.
Luca looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. I wonder if he means treehouse. Probably means the treehouse. And we talk to everybody. How goes the beetle hunt? Pretty rotten. Haven't seen so much as an exuve. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. Lily bullied me into feeding her early. Jeez. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it. I see you have successfully appeased your overlord. Unique New York. Unique New York. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just warming up for my big ceremony speech.
Mr. Cook pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the old gab box. You nervous? Oh, heavens no. Well, break a leg. Literally. Apparently I can't talk to that guy. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Chihuahua psychological warfare is on another level. I'm not equipped to deal with it. Totally. The town's still falling apart. The weather's still cruddy. And this season's harvest looks like it's gonna be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is gonna change any of that. Exactly. But the lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Bits. I'm still gonna be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all. Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kerr's speech. And the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it. This poor pig ain't moving. Ah, every single time. Yup. Wait for it. Unexplained sound once again noted. All the clipboard people are the exact same. Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones. Ha!
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey, Joff, everything alright? Huh? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, it used to be fine. Just ain't right these days, you know. I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
Alright, let's go to the treehouse now. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his big speech, they're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as a boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Good luck. Maybe he's not here then. Well, kinda expected him to be down here. Thought something new was popping up. Was not. A most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve. Nope. This is the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the foul harvest. I had my doubts about the perennial harvest, but I must admit they do put on a pretty nice party. Oh, can't talk to her. Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying. I wanted to see what all the festival fuss is about. But I can't help but notice you still brought your backpack full of books. Luca, backpacks can carry a lot more than just books. True, true. So what you got in there? Books. I was able to return the perennial harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed. Good. Now will you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't gonna harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. The good of the family, uh-huh. I've got a question for you. What do you think this whole festival's for? The way I figure it, Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bribe, but with balloons. Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. What if I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor? A special guest? Who? I haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. Suspect. What's down here? Hey, nobody hardly down here. Luca, did you know that Beacon Pines is actually unincorporated? A lot of people don't know that. Wow, yeah, I didn't know. What's that mean? It means most public works are handled internally. I like how he knows. But he's like a little younger. That's so weird. We all do the pipelines, the water treatment, building regulations. That's great. Census taking. Emergency services. Hello, Sunny. Sunny has arrived on the scene. No touching the big watermelon. Hey, Luca. So you're done at the library? Huh? Oh, nothing.
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
Well, nothing at all. Obviously, I'm supposed to go to the library. I thought real quiet was, somewhere else. Let's go up here. See if we can find any more charms. Charms are important. Oops. Hiya, Luca. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Sorry all became flesh.
Uh-oh. Just pretend I didn't say anything. Do you have to sit in front of the gaming monitor? Why don't you sit in front of the OBS monitor? Wrong way. He loves to make sure that he is the center of attention. The library. Somewhere quiet. you, Luca.
Kado's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. Oh my goodness. Riddle me this. The first. Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you? Rollo does go all out, doesn't he?
Kado straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
Ahem. On Planet Farpool, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Kado stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay. Let me figure it out. Alright, when you find it, bring it here to be verified. And if you decide you want a hint, the offer still stands.
Luca grabbed the 5 pillars of success from the shelf.
I don't think that's it. Once you've got a book, you can either bring it here to me.
Luca grabbed the issue with self-help, a helpful guide, from the shelf.
That's not it.
Luca grabbed 500 meals for one big pot from the...
I like the 500 meals from one big pot. Sounds right up my alley. I know what he's looking for, though.
Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5, from the shelf.
I'll just bring them all, though.
The Modern Science of Atomic Radiation from the shelf.
Hi, Jace. Still working through the newest Hank Atomic? You know it. Some fascinating canon toward the end. Did you know Hank Atomic Shrink Array doesn't technically shrink stuff? It uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered. So it just looks shrunk compared to everything else? Bingo! That's wild. But Jace, no spoilers, please. Oh, right, sorry.
Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 4, from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf.
See, it's got me the number 5. We'll just bring them all. Ah, you found
Kado moved
it.
his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words
Interesting.
glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5.
See, I knew it.
Clicked his tongue with recognition.
Rollo's cipher pen. He used to write secret messages everywhere with that. And only I had the special flashlight needed to reveal it. But I lost it. Well, apparently he traded Joff for this purple light bulb. Parted with his entire Halloween candy stash. Oh, Rollo. Now let's see here.
Kado began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away was such a grift.
Continued flipping.
Only found in grub, cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kado looked up.
That's it. Grift, in, grub, cart. Grifton, Griffin. Griffin's grub cart. He wants me to go to Griffin's snack stand. Ah, brilliant. I guess you're off then? Good luck on the rest of the scavenger hunt. Thanks, Kato. Now I have to remember where Griffin's snack stand is. Hey, what are you doing? That is a watch. Is this Griffin? I can't remember. There it is. Hey, Griffin. Did Rollo come?
Before Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it? Bought and paid for. Enjoy. I thought there was supposed to be a riddle or something.
Luca shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yuck. It's cold. Oh yeah, that's been sitting here for a while. Rollo wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically. Well, that's just...
Luca tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough
Oh, God.
between his teeth.
He put paper in
He
there.
reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Gross. Oh, come on.
The bits of corn dog to read the slip.
A pickup when you need some pep. Near the fountain, up the step.
Luca finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
At least they had a corn dog. This is getting to be a whole thing. I like, okay, so if you go here out of order, you end up finding out where you're supposed to be going. More or less. There you are, Luca. There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, you big stiff. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. But Rolo owes me one.
Waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings, your final task of friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. Sweet. Ugh, I feel cheapened somehow. I think it's sweet. Good luck, Luca. I guess this is the, There it is. Hey. Hey. Did you find the comic book? Yep. And you got the corn dog? Yeah. Well, then. I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but here, you've earned this.
Rolo sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
Nice. More charms. Thanks. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang it, you were supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. Now you've apologized twice before me. Just let me do this. Luca, I'm really sorry. With everything that's happened with your mom and all, I've always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know? When you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Rolo. Still my turn. I felt like if you needed someone new friend to help you, it meant that I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I am so sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rolo, hugging him
Aww.
as he could.
Rolo, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. Got a point. So, what else do you want to do today? We could snoop around and find some info about your mom. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all those stuff those clipboards write down? What if we get caught? I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait one more day. You know, I have been wanting to get some work done on the MCDC at Mission Control. The aim is a bit unpredictable. That sounds perfect. We got our balloons in hand. These balloons are like messing with my eyeballs. Oh, I almost forgot. I ran into your gran this morning. She asked me to give you this.
Rolo handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. A letter?
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you
Uh-oh.
to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done, I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
Uh-oh. Gran gonna disappear? I love you too, Gran.
Luca folded the paper into his pocket.
Gran's gonna disappear. What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sure, whenever you want. Just chillaxing. You know, you really didn't have to go through all that trouble just to apologize. I know, but we've been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this was the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me. Rolo.
Luca was at a loss for
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. Nah, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue.
Uh-oh.
A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Huh? What was that? Oh man, we missed the
It was
fireworks.
not fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself.
Uh-oh. The big chill. Oh my goodness. It's the end of the book already.
Cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill. Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated. And so,
Oops.
our story ends on this melancholy scene.
Which means we're gonna have to go back somewhere.
In a silent treehouse turned statuary, in a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together, for the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending.
That's like the fourth ending we've had.
I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings. More possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Ooh, this one has a new one. Probably what I'm supposed to do. So let's go do break. I bet break will end it earlier.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break, revealing patches of star-filled summer night. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops.
Sure, you can meet Rolo. You're not going home? No, I promised Rolo I'd tell him about...
Luca stopped himself mid-sentence.
Promise you'd tell him what? Spit it out, bub. We're thick as thieves now. There's a juicy secret you've got to tell me. Okay. You can come to the treehouse and I'll tell you both what happened. Heck yeah.
Luca saw Beck skulking by the gate.
So you're telling me there's nothing mysterious or creepy about this place? It's mostly boring and empty. I refuse to believe that. Big spiked gate. Looming mansion. Rich reclusive owners. It even smells shady.
Beck grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
Mark my words, you decadent nightmare house. You will reveal your secrets to me! Oh. Well then. What did you do? First of all, I told you so. Second, hide. That's Harris Valentine. Who's she talking to? Shh. I expect you to return that suit in working order. Of course. As long as everything proceeds as planned, there's nothing to worry about. The only thing I'm worried about is what's rightfully mine. If that means making some unsavory alliances, so be it. I couldn't agree more. There comes a time to suspend hostilities. I'll deal with our common threat. Now this is what I was talking about.
His voice was an excited whisper.
Proper shady stuff. Someone in a suit like that tried to grab me yesterday. Seriously? Shh. You do understand that when this all inevitably fails, I will deny everything? I wouldn't expect any less of you. You just worry about your part in this and let me handle the rest. I can't wait to see the look on that Rube Kerr's face. Yes, the truth will come to light. I'm still surprised you're so comfortable with the potential collateral damage. If there's one thing I've learned, is that change is painful. Wow, I was expecting shady. That's just flat out supervillain talk. If you don't mind me asking, why? Why are you doing all of this?
The mysterious figure retracted their mask, hair pushing out from all corners.
It's Gran. Family.
A chill ran down Luca's spine, his vision blurred. Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luca looked down to see himself wrenching her hand.
Oh shit. An answer I can certainly respect.
Gran tousled her hair back under the face mask.
Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival. I don't need lessons in rousing suspicion.
Gran gave Eris a curt nod and disappeared into the night.
Aw, shit. This shit gets deeper and deeper, don't it?
Chapter 5. What big ears you have. Lucas sat shivering in the bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make
It's
sure
Gran.
he was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
But why would Gran just, like wreck his ass, though? You would think if, God damn it, Gran. You would think that if it was Gran trying to do all this, that she would not, like, end the story. You know what I mean? What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why were you so scared of the old lady in the hazmat suit? That was my Gran. That was your Gran? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all this. Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out. Lead the way. I'm sure we'll have to go back and do the other one. Because I was obviously a different thing. For the last time, there's nothing to worry about. Of course, we're not worried.
The clipboard finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Well, maybe try minding your P's and Q's.
Mr. Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch, gave an exhausted sigh.
If there's anything you need knowing, you'll know it. Absolutely. If you'll just sign here, acknowledging everything is accurate, we'll be out of your hair in a flash. Oh, for the love of...
He snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
Goodness gracious. Mr. Nuncreed already has to worry about type 2 adult set on diabetes. There. And would you like my eternal soul as well? I think they already have his eternal soul, to be honest.
Almost pondering the possibility.
He was the one that shoved us into the telephone on one of the endings.
Then broke into laughter as they walked.
I has the diabetes. See what I imagine his voice sounding like. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Luca, let me give you some advice. The next time someone you don't know asks to hear your thoughts, give 'em a good hard bop right in the kisser. Oh, Graham tells me to just keep away from the clipboards. That's good, that's good. Your Gran is a smart lady, Luca. Speaking of which, you better run along home now. Too dark out to be wandering on your own. Yeah, because Gran's totally in the hazmat suit. Apparently. So many people are out late today. Another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z. Have you noticed how the Perennial Harvest folks order the same drink? Decaf cappuccino with extra foam. Why? I don't know. I just thought it's a little odd. Pretty weird for sure. Well, the customer's always right. See you bright and early tomorrow. I can't wait. Goodness, all these other people laid out at night.
And Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner.
It's all coming together quite nicely. Couldn't have done it without you.
Mayor gave a half-hearted shrug.
I'm not so sure about that. Nonsense! That reminds me, I wasn't able to thank your sister for her contributions. Yes, she has been indisposed of late. She doesn't much like me, does she? Oh no, that's not it at all. She's just been busy. Of course. Regardless, I would be forever grateful if you could pass my thanks on to her. The History Museum adds a real air of import to the whole affair. And we couldn't very well celebrate the story of Beacon Pines without including the Valentines. My father was a great man. You darn tootin' he was.
Locked his arm on Gus's shoulder.
But I mean the entire Valentine family, present company included. Can I ask you something, Mr. Kerr? Call me William. Ask away. William, why are you doing all of this? Gosh, I've never felt one needed a compelling reason to throw a party. Not just the festival. All of this. There's gotta be 100 down on the luck towns out there. Why is Perennial Harvest so invested in helping Beacon Pines? You know what I love most about the agricultural business? Seeds. Seeds? Yep, little bundles of potential.
With a glimmer in his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the horizon.
You treat a seed right, nurture it, feed it, and it can grow into something truly special. You see potential here? Undoubtedly. The seed of greatness is already under our feet. All it needs is a little nudge, and the right leadership, of course. Oh. Good night, Mayor Valentine. And he just hurries off into the perennial festival. A bunch of creepy people. He's just staring. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, the treehouse is just a little further on from here. So what's your buddy Rolo like? Rolo? He's Rolo. Not particularly helpful. Sorry, I've just never thought about it. Lots of energy. He's funny even when he's not trying to be. Things have been tough for his family since the foul harvest. It's about damn time you tell me what this foul harvest thingy is. It's kind of a long story. Hit me with the highlights. Okay. There used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal. Ooh, big deal fertilizer. It was a big deal to us. The stuff really worked. Farmers loved it. So Valentine's grew and grew. Beacon Pines pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Sharp or Valentine or used as furniture. Fertilizer, God, furniture. Things were good. I'm sensing a big but. Around 6 years ago, Sharp or Valentine suddenly died. And something changed. Changed how? Could have been a bad batch. Maybe it was in the water or air or soil. Nobody knows. But all the crops died. And everyone blamed the Valentines. The foul harvest. Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost their jobs. Sheesh. The next year the crops came back, but something was different. You plant a crop, do everything right, and it's sort of a crapshoot what happens. And no one knows why? Nope. I take it Rolo's farm got the short end of the stick? Yep, for some reason their farm was hit harder than the others. That sucks. Things have gotten better since Perennial Harvest came to town. The Beacon Pines Reborn Initiative? Yep, first thing they did was give the town a deep scrub. They even put us up in hotels, one town for over a week, while they decontaminated the groundwater. We'd better get going. It's about time! I was about to give up and go home. Who's the new kid? Name's Beck. You must be Rolo. I see my reputation precedes me. Welcome to Mission Control.
Waggled his head with pride.
You'll find we've spared no expense in construction. I've seen worse looking piles of junk. Thanks. Hey, Luca, you know the security concerns we talked about? Yeah. While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test infiltration. Rollo finally warming up? I guess so. This is, we went to the last branch because the story had hit a dead end. Can't be too safe these days. You see what Rollo's cooked up here. Rolling up the window. Okay. He goes all out, doesn't he? Always. Lavish. Look at that. Yeah, hit it first try. I didn't quite hit that one very well. This is gonna come in the game later, isn't it? Interesting. Where did you guys get all this junk in the first place? There's a guy in town named Jeff who trades us junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. So, pretty sweet security, right? It was imaginative, I'll give you that. Luca, are we sure we can trust this new recruit? I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess. Oh, Luca, you promised to fill me in about the Valentine warehouse.
Sucked in a long breath.
So, like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters? I don't think so. It seemed more organized. When the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of equipment running. A man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. You keep saying it was a man. They were wearing a mask, right? Yeah? Then it could have been a woman. How did you get away? I grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. They let go and I ran. Dang. That's intense. No wonder you freaked out when you saw your grandma. Yeah, that's the other part. On our way here, Beck and I saw Eris Valentine meeting with Gran, wearing the same sort of hazmat suit.
Paul let out a low whistle.
And they weren't there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meetup. So let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or woman in a protective suit. And then you saw your Gran in the same suit talking to Eris Valentine? Pretty much. I'm beginning to think this town is kind of awesome.
Rollo and Luca shot back a look.
No offense. And so we can logically conclude aliens or alien zombies have infiltrated the town. And their leader is your Gran and she tried to murder you. First of all, for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it couldn't have been my Gran at the warehouse. I borrowed that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged. But she's definitely hiding something. Logically, aliens exactly. That's his first thought. Maybe. Your Gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. All she does is sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide? I don't know, we haven't talked much since you moved in. Moved in? Your Gran isn't from here? No, she came a few months back to take care of me after his mom went missing. Did you know your Gran before? Who doesn't love jam? It's good stuff, man. Not really, no. It's been years since I'd seen her. Luca, don't take this the wrong way, but we are sure your Gran is on the up and up.
Luca gazed out the window.
I'm just saying. It sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up. We could say the same thing about your family. But you're right. Luca, your Gran is hiding something, and Paul always says folks only bury up stuff worth digging up. We need to investigate your house. If Gran really is hiding something, don't you think I would have noticed by now? That's kind of the whole point of hiding something. I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear. We can start getting to the bottom of this. I'm always game for a good snoop. You can count me in.
Chapter 6. Secret Lair.
Ooh.
Marched ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover.
Yeah,
the
where's
next day.
Gran? What time is it? Lily, you biff buffing. Bet something's in the parents' room. Rollo, what on earth is that? A ridiculous thing on your head. Oh, he's got a detective hat. Look at him go. Oh, this? It helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. You'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast is clear? Yep, whatever she's been up to this week, it's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
If I were a Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence. He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Eureka! She's lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rollo. Drat, may already be too late. Just think of the mounds of documents lost to ash. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah, the closet upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason that we should check there first? No dice, it's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now. And I have no idea where the key is. If it really is important, then she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I'm going to take this important thing and huck it in a bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway. I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Uh-oh. That chinaware cabinet. All right, Rollo. This is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed with...
Before he could finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
Reaching the latch. Hey, this isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. And every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah. I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, just let me yank on this random teacup and...
As Beck pulled on one of the teacups,
Ha!
pointed forward with a hollow click.
Nice.
The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Well, there seems like your gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only 2 types of people have secret layers. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do you think she is? We're about to find out. Okay, some more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe? Oh, wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. Of course, there's a filing cabinet.
Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What do you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor?
He nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Willow swiped the folder from
Oh
the
my
drawer and
God.
began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? 1 sec. Dense documents such as these are a lot like a cheeseburger. It's best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of the preeminent scholar in dense documents and cheeseburgers. Detective Rolos Wagons. By all means,
He
proceed.
stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
A monocle, I like it. Ah, here we are. Follow-up examination of Terrence Willoughby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Willoughby in just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Willow looked up with heightened surprise.
You see? Creepy. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nuncreen's name. Wait,
Willow's finger traced across the page.
there's more scribbled on the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims that the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to this report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something
Willow
else.
scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind. Exacerbated by the loss, enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Luca, staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say
Willow
next?
rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What did he mean enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit.
Luca slammed the drawer shut. A spider web of string connected
Oh, no.
people from the town,
Definitely the conspiracy theorist.
interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your gran a serial killer? Because I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town. Out of the kindness of her heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncreen has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My mom's are both on here. Both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Eris has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. The killer has chosen our next victim! We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. I like the punching bag over here. My keyboard is clicking so loudly it's making my PNG tuber talk. What do we have here? Barrels marked caution, explosive. And jam jars? That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your grand making? Ah, nice, we get a charm. She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find out.
Rollo casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam. He
Huckleberries.
smacked his lips.
A hint of brown sugar. And ink? What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Oh. Aha!
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca.
Gross.
Licked his fingers clean.
It's addressed to Mrs. Fratelli. A grand jamgram? It says last night I used the disguise Eris provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Aw, man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. Some more a bombshell than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so I'll let it slide, but I'm the bad joke guy around here.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool, this looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance to town. If we follow
He
it,
carefully traced the path with his finger.
it leads right
He
to
tapped down at the end point.
Town Square? That's the fountain in the middle of town. What a weird place to hide treasure. Well, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on that map has the same symbol as those explosives over there. So, it's not hiding treasure. A real bummer. Rollo, what's the thing you've been most excited for about the past month? The festival! Did you just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival! What if we stop her? What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was what? No, I heard it too. That was the front door. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards
Uh-oh.
with slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled.
I think I'd hold my breath
At
too.
each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and a voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump.
Yoo-hoo! I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Why doesn't he turn on the light though? Huh. Guess it's nothing.
Lulu shifted suddenly.
Uh-oh.
Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Don't.
It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway.
Oh my god, Rollo.
Reached as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flaming chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Rollo? Mysterious creepy man? Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me, but there was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Luca scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
You sure clobbered him good, Rollo. He's knocked out
As
cold.
Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rollo both gasped in stereo.
In stereo. Mr. Tolliver!
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver.
Oh no.
Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet
Well, I
tied
mean, I
with
guess they
loose
at least
string.
tied him up, right?
The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain. They couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
Oh. Hard cop. Let's
They'd
go.
run classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze.
Nice. Of course it's gonna be Rollo.
I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, 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 Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. I
think he's still knocked out.
Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face.
I think he's unconscious.
Mr. Tolliver groaned.
Oh, there he goes.
Lifted his head. He recoiled.
Must have really clobbered him really
He
good.
squint.
What in the
The
world?
chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's there?
Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
Oh my goodness. We can do this my way, or... well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He sat
Nice.
on the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk! Spill the beans! What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper! To make sure everything's ready! Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good lord!
His head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
That, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Scared him to death.
Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any farther. Is there anyone else who might know more? Rollo went easy on him. They don't know Rollo's mind. They don't know how he thinks. What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. That tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about this source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we work hard on it. Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian? Nice. Oh, Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Mrs. Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Got a point. Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favor. I already told you and Rollo I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with some more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? Here's the thing. We sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8.
Jeez, this one's going.
6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records.
Maybe we accidentally picked the one that goes all the way to the end. But probably not, considering you have to collect charms to get more endings.
Tried to shake the thought of
I'm sure there are other
but his focus wavered.
endings, other branches that have charms.
Messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. You have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I might end up in one of those asinine death records. Rollo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears. And that sounds like the little witch in the woods.
With an assertive nod.
If you've got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal, and it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
Your county record. Really, that's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck? In the obit, J. Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 8 years ago. That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford was my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were 2 J. Hartfords? Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. Your gran is 6 feet under, 3 towns over. And who am I living with?
Question hung in the air.
Uh-oh. Who is he living with? Alright, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something. But Gran already found him.
Pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with
Who is Gran?
First order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still.
Oh, there she is. There's Gran.
Closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Okay, we gotta go check on Mr. Tolliver in the secret fucking basement. Oh, well, apparently she hasn't been back here because it's still open. Oh shit, he's gone. Oh no.
Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a trace?
Maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned.
Uh-oh.
Realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
He's gonna find another slip of paper. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed, hee. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we've tied up Mr. Tulliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. Guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing was wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tulliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. I have a feeling there was something in Mr. Nuncreed's, jar there. Oh, Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed and play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter.
Oh
He tried
no.
to grab for the railing to steady himself.
There was something in the jam. Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move.
Uh-oh.
His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground.
So I wonder what Mr. Nuncreed's been doing with those
He
jams
mumbled
then.
just before falling asleep.
Germ? Definitely went to sleep. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Uh-oh. Rest now and let me handle everything. Oh, well, maybe it is really grand, though.
Chapter 9.
Jeez. This one just keeps
A
going.
speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him?
She drug him, Mr. Nuncreed.
Why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed?
Hey, but she didn't kill him, though.
His woozy head. Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival. He's still wearing the same clothes from yesterday. Time to get to the festival. Oh. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. This one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa! Sly devil. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around, but we haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. Well, Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Ahem. Is this thing? Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm August Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh yes. Before we get started, I just want to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was I?
Emperor bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine, everyone!
Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Oh my god. Let's hear it for our mayor. He very much seems like he's the big church preacher, doesn't he? That's pretty funny. Oh, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be ashamed to waste such a beautiful podium.
Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out.
Oh my god. He was already ready. Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dadgum thankful for it. Blech. Change is the reason we're all here today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip, which brought me to a small town, which forever changed my life forever.
Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
Wiped away a single
Oh my god. From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip.
Oh my goodness.
Silent, in rapt attention.
Definitely big preacher vibes. Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is the community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. The festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. Uh-oh. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't gonna ruin this day. Everyone remain
Kerr
calm.
quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town, and so it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim
Raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits. Oh, and we're frozen again.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen and wrapped.
Well, that's no good. This is the second ending where the town got frozen.
The end.
In this game, you have to go back.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything. Maybe we should just quit?
Oh my goodness.
Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again. No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Ooh, we got Sly and Break and Change. I feel like we're getting closer over here. But I kind of want to try Flight. Flight!
The Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches.
And now we have this one, so we can go back to it.
As it struck true and taut.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Fine. We know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted.
I wonder how long this branch will last.
The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it
Oh.
Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
Ew, it's frosty. That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. And what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. It's a bit down from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Meh, still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in equilibrium could cause the cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. Man, this looks like the Beacon Pines sign. What's all this? Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. See what I can do. Oh, I completely messed up there. A little Mike artifacting might be time to restart PNG. There we go. Oh, it is the sign to Beacon Pines.
Stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly
I won't be, I think I'm gonna be ending the stream here soon. This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How is that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? Guess we got turned around. Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. It's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and the Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. Think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. Luca, are you there?
had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
It's that bozo Kerr. Hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving.
The fencing listened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. It's all frozen.
Down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Nice. Whatever happened here, it happened fast. Fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't gonna save the day. We aren't even gonna save ourselves. My face is mangled. This town is destroyed. Everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. Can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion and more than a little guilt.
Poor guy. It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
They're gonna freeze to death. Let's just rest for a bit.
Huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
They're just gonna freeze to death out here. The way the snow covered everything over. It's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sorta froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass, and you were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. And I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Geez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things, trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rollo are always having a blast together. Rollo would have understood immediately, yeah? Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn. His perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know.
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
He cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Huh, must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah, let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get into the bottom of all of this.
His eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
But if you fall asleep here, Luca? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What did you think? Not bad. Give you the full tour when we get back. I feel like falling asleep in, like, this, like, Arctic landscape is gonna, like, kill them.
All Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep, Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap.
Oh no, we're gonna have another
She stroked his
nightmare.
hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. This is how you remember them, huh? Luca turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
This is a little bit creepy.
Aw, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials.
Uh-oh.
Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us.
Uh-oh.
Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both
Limp?
that's not
Okay.
innocent. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting.
Oh no, they had the secret room too.
Next, Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister.
Oh, maybe
He could
not.
see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it.
Uh-oh.
Swore an oath to help.
Yeah, my PNG tuber's broke now.
I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of.
And then that's when he went.
To tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door.
He went to go get milk and never came back.
With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly
Who's
raising
that?
a hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me.
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
That's the new character. Just what do you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. Sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you...
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together.
Nice. It's a little mouse, you big, hatted, scarfy-necked furball. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. an observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great, how about a name? If you must call me something, you could call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make a little gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait! Do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You're gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Oh god, it sounds like average Redditor, right? Alright, that does it. Luca, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay. Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place.
Ha ha ha.
Cold and
Nice.
disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood, or we teleported to some alternate universe, or this is all some cruel experiment by Kern and his goons. This is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines, the original, true Beacon Pines. Uh-oh. Hey, it started working. Nope. I was thinking it would start working again, but it didn't. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat, one would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. There's a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved all of us and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is uncover...
He narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
the source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they could.
Down at his feet, his eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this is really home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy! It's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weepwood.
Chapter 6.
Alright, I think we're gonna go ahead and end stream here. Let's see. Hey! You know, we're gonna raid Poltervine. We rarely get to raid Poltervine. He's usually not on when we're on. Mr. Belgath, can we get a raid message, please? Thank you very much. Alright, so I know I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'll be taking Saturday and Sunday off, but I will return tomorrow with some Final Fantasy 3. And since we aren't done with this yet, we'll probably play... Actually, we might play this tomorrow instead. We'll see how far we can get, and then we'll play Final Fantasy 3 if we end, I guess. And then we can play Honkai Star Rail, because, I want to play the new events in Honkai Star Rail, to be honest. But since we're not going to have a stream on Saturday, I gotta shove in, this game some other day, because, we gotta finish it, right? And now my PNG tuber is not working at all. Just in time. But I will see you guys all tomorrow night at 7 p.m. EST. I am open for art commissions and stuff. You can go see my Ko-Fi and also my VGen for information. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.